What's up, guys? Big Papa Drock back with another King Arthur Legends Rise video. I am so glad to see you guys. I hope you're having a fantastic day today. And I just want to say a big thank you before we get into the video for everybody that checked out my last video on King Arthur Legends Rise, which was comparing King Arthur and Raid Shadow Legends and some of the things that I think King Arthur is doing much better already at launch or very shortly after launch. So if you haven't had a chance to check out that video, make sure to look through my history and find it. And oh, by the way, if you haven't started playing King Arthur Legends Rise yet, I have got a link down below. Make sure to use that to download the game. I actually still have some spots open in my clan. How many we got here? I think we got like 6 or 7 spots open in the clan. So if you want to join, just make sure to let me know in my Discord that you are interested in joining the clan. Give me your in-game name and I'll accept your admission and we'll get you into the clan. So Sons of Drock, that's the name with a capital S, Sons of Drock. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about today, guys, is a little bit about kind of this concept of how King Arthur approaches really rarity of heroes and usefulness of heroes, and how that differs from other games and why I think King Arthur has a really, frankly, great way of doing it. So I covered a little bit in my last video about the summoning differences between Raid and King Arthur and how King Arthur is just overall significantly more player friendly than Raid is when it comes to summoning. But what if you don't get a legendary, right? What if you go here to your special summons and you, speaking of which, I've got 10, so I gotta do this. I'm gonna have to summon here, but let's say you pull your 10 summoning tokens and you don't get a legendary. Well, in King Arthur, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. And in fact, many of the other characters in the game that are rares or even some uncommons are actually extremely good. And in many cases can be better suited for certain dungeons than some of the legendaries are. So we're gonna get into that in a second, but I've got 10 summoning tokens here, so I've got to pull it. I got to do it. Let's see if we get a legendary right now. So let's rip 10. Let's rip 10 for good luck. Oh, I don't know if I like that. We're guaranteed a rare. Okay, we got at least a rare, which is great. So let's see. Oh, we got 2 rares. Okay, what are we popping up with here? K is exactly who I was looking for. K is disgusting. Urian's also solid. Let's go. Let's go, baby. You get nice. Okay, awesome. That's actually really solid summoning. Again, a nice thing here is that you are guaranteed a rare if you summon 10 at a time, which is super player friendly. And as we're about to discover and find out, a lot of the rare champions are really freaking good. And I mean really good. So we just got K. Let's actually go in and let's look at what I'm talking about and why I'm so hyped about this game and why I really like the summoning system so much, but also the fact that most of the champions are actually usable and champions you're excited to get. K being one. Well, first part of this, of course, is, you've got the chivalry system. So anytime you get a copy of a champion, you have a chance to level up some of their stats, their abilities. You see there are 10 levels here, which is great. And again, you're going to get rares and uncommons more often than you're going to get legendaries. So lower rarity champions are thereby significantly easier to upgrade. And that can make a difference when you get to certain abilities, like, for example, K getting Golden Boar's Resolve, which basically makes her significantly harder to hit, as well as charging her attack gauge. So that's already a massive advantage right there when it comes to just how easy it is to level up these champions compared to legendaries. But the thing is, these champions are really good. Rares specifically have kind of blown my mind with how useful they are in endgame dungeons already off the bat. Like, we're less than a month into this game being released, and some of my dungeon progress has only come about because of rare champions and even an uncommon. And I think that's such a major difference from other games that are out there. Like, there are some champions in Raid that are lower level that you might use, but for the most part, when you have a bunch of legendaries, those go out the window. Well, here's the thing. I've got a bunch of legendaries in this game. I've got almost all of the legendaries in this game. And I'm telling you right now, man, some of these rares absolutely can hang. I mean, they can not only hang, they are almost essential to doing certain dungeons. And on top of that, you can make an argument that most of the rare healers are like top tier, could be better than the legendary ones. So I'm loving that about this game. It's one of the big differences between this and Raid is that I can get a non-legendary champion and actually be stoked, and not just for a little bit of time, because when I tell you I'm clearing higher level dungeons with this stuff, I'm not exaggerating. So let's go into the restricted area. This is the dungeon area essentially of King Arthur. And if we look at, for example, the power-up dungeon, let's look at Gorgos here. Well, my Gorgos team actually uses a rare and an uncommon. And this is, and funny enough, I don't even need to use these legendaries at all. Frankly, I could build an entirely rare team that would end up being faster than what I'm doing it now once I have the equipment. That's the only thing holding me back is the equipment. But we'll take a quick little look in here. For example, Jared here, he's an uncommon, right? You wouldn't think that an uncommon would be able to go into a level 8 dungeon, right? Or level 8, 9, there's only 10 levels of this dungeon. Go into a level 8 dungeon less than 2 weeks from release and actually be an integral part of a team. But he can, and he not only can, he is basically like the hard carry for this dungeon because of his ability to clear dots. I love this. I love that you don't have to drop a crazy amount of money to get good champions in this game. You know what I mean? In that even if you're not getting the legendary you had your heart set on, you're still getting champions that can affect your progression and that are genuinely useful. So you can see here, every time Gorgos throws out dots, burns, my boy Dejaret comes over here and he cleanses them away. And then you've got Isolde over here, who in conjunction with Lancelot, who places dots, so he places burns on the boss, she actually extends the durations of these burns to make them more powerful. Now again, this team, funny enough, isn't even the meta team for clearing this dungeon. Frankly, I should have another dot producer, like maybe a Rosie, who's a rare, in here instead of Gillian, who is my healer over here, but I just haven't gotten the gear leveled up to where I need it to clear higher levels of this dungeon yet. But we're not going to finish this off right now. It's just really more to show you and to give you an idea of how useful some of these heroes can be, even if they aren't legendaries. And it's not just this dungeon, you know what I mean? It's not just, oh, well, there's one dungeon where it works. Well, there's also equipment dungeons. For example, Nest of Yaskalhag, I don't even know how to pronounce that correctly, but in this dungeon, and I'll just go to a lower level for the moment, but Sarah is a fantastic option because her A1 lets you buff disrupt. I don't know. I love that these champions are actually good, right? That you can get copies of rares and put them into a dungeon team at a high level and have them make significant impact. Because I'm just not really used to that. You know what I mean? There are a couple dungeons, for example, in Raid that you might want to use, an epic champion in, but for the most part, once you have legendaries, you just don't care anymore. You truly do not care. Well, King Arthur is different. So let's look at the Codecs right here briefly and just look at all the different champions and just give you an idea of how many that I've tested so far that I can just tell you straight off are actually genuinely great. So let's go in here to the Codex. So like I said, I've gotten the legendaries. I haven't had a chance to test all of them yet. There are a lot of great ones in here, but for rares, K is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And not only in, and this is another big change too, not only in PvE type situations, but also in arena. I fought a K in arena the other day that literally almost soloed my entire team. And I was using all legendaries on that squad because I could not hit her. And that was such a wide open, like, oh, interesting. Okay, this is how we got to build champions in this game. And oh my God, I would never think that a rare champion could be that incredible when well built, but they can be, and they are. So Kay's a great example. Anguish is a phenomenal rare champion that throws up dots, similar to Lancelot. I know Urians can do some damage. Sarah is a fantastic healer. Cormac is an absolute monster of a damage dealer. Isolde is a great healer. Frederick is useful in endgame areas as well. I can't remember specifically what floor he helps with, but I believe he helps in the campaign at a certain point. Clementine, another fantastic healer. Rosier, a fantastic damage dealer who also looks sick as well to boot. And then also Arduin, and if you guys have watched my channel before, and I'm going to guess you probably have since you're here, you know, she's got the ability to polymorph people, right? But you know what? In this game, it's actually done well. It's actually done correctly. So thank you, King Arthur, and thank you, Netmarble, for putting Polymorph in the game, but actually making it make sense. Another rare champion, though, that is absolutely fantastic. And again, it's not just rares. There are uncommons that are good as well. Hector is very solid. Dejaret, like I just mentioned, is really, really, really good. I believe Luke is a solid healer as well. And that's such, again, such a nice change where you can pull a lower level hero and you can get something that helps. And again, King Arthur is much friendlier when it comes to summons. We've got 10 summons, 10 normal summons, so a chance to get a rare. We're not guaranteed off normal summons, but hey, we'll take it. Let's see if we get one. We got one. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Who we get? Let's find out. Rosier, let's go. She's incredible. I need to actually get her better leveled up with equipment. So I just wanted to make this video to give you guys an idea of why I'm really enjoying this game as much as I am, because I do think they have taken a significantly player-friendly approach to how stuff works in this game. And just to give you another example, let's go into the shop. Let's go to, where is it? Is it packages? Yes, it's packages. Well, they give you gems every day. Cool. Raid does that too, for example. But you know what they give you every week? They give you a special summon tickets. They basically give you the equivalent of one sacred shard every single week in this game. Could you see Raid doing that or Plarium doing that? Certainly not. Certainly not. I am very, very, very impressed with how player friendly I have found this game to be. And it's something that I think it's why I've gotten so into it. You can see, I'm putting a ton of time in this game. I'm almost level 50 already. But yeah, I guess the concept here and the design philosophy I really like is every hero matters, right? You can get rares, you can get uncommons, you can get legendaries, you can get maybe even commons. I haven't had a chance to really build any commons, so I can't say too much about them. So I'll have to test some of these guys out, because that would truly be insane if the commons are actually viable. And they very well may be, because the rares and uncommons are, which is completely different. So if you haven't tried King Arthur yet, use my link, give it a shot. And even if you are a free-to-play player or a low-spend player, or somewhere in between there, you will find, or at least I have found, that you can have a lot of fun playing this game, even if you aren't getting every single legendary champion that ever existed. Although again, the summon rates for legendaries are significantly nicer, as are the rates for rares. So you have a much higher chance of getting really good champions in this game, and then obviously using them to level up as you go along. And that's such a nice change of pace. So just wanted to call that out as something that I am personally really enjoying about the game. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. I know a lot of you have tried the game already. I'd love to hear what you think. If you haven't tried the game, obviously use my link, give it a shot. And again, if you want to join my clan, make sure to just jump in my Discord and let me know, and we will get you guys in there. We got a lot of players already who are active, who are jumping in, who are cooking. So would love to have you guys in there. But anyway, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for checking this out. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and I will see you all soon. Big Papa Drock out.